Okay, y'all. So I'm back now discussing the Essence Festival revelation of how there's FBA hatred globally, which some of it we already kind of knew from others, and that how we cannot cause that to institute so much hate towards all these people. We need to recognize and understand first and foremost. As you notice, like, look, I put a little filter on here because I'm testing it out because I'm gonna be back on my TV show soon, not to cut that off. But when I get back on my TV show, ain't gonna be no filters. And I kind of got used to the filters. I like them and stuff. So the last part one video, if you notice, I had no filter on. So this one, I do have a little small filter on just to see the difference. Because listen, I'm not gonna be afraid to make videos because I'm about to go back in the TV studio and there ain't gonna be no filter. So I gotta let myself be how I am. And I need to set an example. And not relying on them stupid filters no more. But this one is just a little bit of tiny touch up right here. And my skin look good for somebody that's 60 years old. Look at that last video. I look all right. Now, the reason I got to put the glasses on, I hate because the ring light shows up there. So that's why I put it on my nose and pinch it. So let me get back to this anyway and get off of that makeup stuff. So anyway, so regards the Essence Festival, how it cannot cause us to hate, okay? Easier said than done. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And yes, I'm FBA. For if anybody want to now, let me tell you something. Mama Cece got something to tell you. I got something to tell you. Let me tell you. So what's up is this. Listen, my daddy was Seminole. He was Blackfoot. Why you think their feet was black? And, and he had Iroquois in him. And he was from Florida. Okay, so listen, that's foundational. Black Aboriginal, dark Indian. And I'm not here to have Indian wars with nobody else out here. So all you other people in Native American or whatever, don't even think about coming up on my page because I ain't trying to hear it because we could track all this. And you know we can. So y'all just trying to play that game of gaslighting. They ain't finna work over this way. Because I even have a video that I'm not going to put it back up here because I know that it'll be... But it was one of y'all that posted a video a couple years back saying, yeah, we know that we ain't them. We know we not them, and we came over there. We first were the ones that massacred the blacks. We came here and massacred them and stole their culture, stole their language. I have that video, but I don't put it back up. But it's one of y'all. And y'all know when I did put that up there, it shut up a lot of those folks over there talking that stuff. So, and you even got people that are FBA that are sitting here saying, we ain't, because you got to remember, there are people here that are from Africa that came in the transatlantic slave trade. Now that leads me to the next subject. The transatlantic slave trade, it declares it in biblical scripture. We were spread to the four corners of the world. So it wasn't just Africa into America. These ship holders, these ship merchant slave owners came in here with conquistadors and them and Columbus and all of them. They came to the Americas, North America first. Let me address this. And they captured dark-skinned Aboriginal Black Indian tribes and enslaved them on the boats and shipped them up into West Indies, Caribbean. Those tribes were called Caribe, Taino, Arawak, Natchez, and in different names. Okay, and they was in Jamaica. But see, when they got to Jamaica, that's what I'm talking about. Their reparations need to come from the British enslavers, or the Dutch enslavers, or the French enslavers, or the conquistador Portuguese and Spaniards, whatever that enslaved them. Now, so when you talk about those islands up there, they're all intertwined and then run into Cuba and all that. You talking about Puerto Rico too? That's Taino Indian, and you're in the Arawak, and then you're talking about the Dominican Republic, same thing. Which is really, look at Haiti, all that landmass, and Haiti got this little section here, and the rest of it's Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's evidence that the Natchez Indians were from Louisiana, and they were from Mississippi, and they spoke Creole, and they were taken up to Haiti. So, listen, you're talking FBA. FBA built America. Okay, so no one can take that away from them, and they deserve the reparations. But nevertheless, you are related to them that are up there in all of that Caribbean lands, and West Indies, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico, and Dominican Republic, and Haitians too. You're related to some of them. But like I said, we have been mixed and mingled and migrated for over hundreds of years, so everybody's mixed with other things. But that DNA testing I talked about with y'all earlier, you think seriously you gonna get paid reparations? Like, they have to finalize it and declare it and make it centered on just one people that deserve it. Everybody that comes up in that DNA test is not going to be designed and set up the way this country works. Well, corporation, and how you going to receive reparations. Like, everybody can't get it because there's a whole lot of folks walking around here with the same DNA. There's migration and mixing that's gone on for hundreds of years. So it's only going to be settled upon what rules and regulations they make as how you can trace it back to your lineage being. And there's people that have traced it back, that their grandmother and their great-grandmother owned this, owned that, their name is on this and that, and they found the paperwork, so they're getting their rights to all that stuff. But if, like I said, you from up in the islands and beyond, then you got to go get your reparations from them that enslaved you up there. So, and the main thing in telling you all this is so we don't get caught up in the hatred. It's very easy to, because I see with that Essence Festival, what they did, that was not cool, man. That was not cool. But remember, there's that guy ODB that was in the Wu-Tang Clan. He was trying to tell everybody he was Shinnecock. The Shinnecock tribe was down up in New York. Remember, I'm in Massachusetts. That's where Plymouth Rock and all that stuff happened, and Thanksgiving and all that. Listen, the Shinnecock tribe of New York, they had a place called Seneca Village. Do you know where that is? Where it was? It was in Central Park. Central Park used to be Seneca Village, where tribes were Black, Dark, Indian, or Aboriginal, they were slaughtered. And that land was taken from them and converted to Central Park. So there is a large... I'm not sure if they still mostly there, but his family's still there, ODB, that there's settlers that are still in Manhattan. The Indians was mainly, a lot of them was in Manhattan, and they lived there. And they from that tribe and other tribes too. So, it's not so much about color is what I'm leading to next. It's about spirituality. When the Most High in the scripture talks about we were scattered to the four corners of the world, that was intentional. Because, see, Satan, he figured scattering us the way he did. Ooh, was he so masterful in how he scattered everybody? Because, see, once he did that, he figured we'd never get back to figuring out who we are. And therefore, we would never whatever. But the Most High, oh, is he so magnificent. He know exactly who you are from every hair on your head. Y'all heard this before. He knows exactly who we are and being chosen ones. And we're going to realign in being the spiritual people that we are. That's the gifts that is so embedded inside of us, that the spirituality is what's going to get us back to one another. And another thing, that 144,000, everybody keeps talking about, I'm chosen, and I know I'm with 144,000. Let me tell you something. I got something to tell you. The 144,000, it says and speaks clearly in Timothy. 2 Timothy, I think, whatever it is, it tells you distinctly that the only ones that are of the 144,000 is going to be Hebrew, Black male little boys that are virgins. How many of y'all out there can say you still virgin and that you a young male? And they're going to exhibit those superpowers like you saw them little kids doing in the Matrix with the floating Rubik's Cube and bending the spoon. Can you do that? It's not going to be everybody. Young males that are still virgin. That's what is the signature is written in the scripture of who's 144,000. So stop. You are chosen. No doubt you probably chosen. But you're claiming 144,000, that's a big claim, okay? So next, what I want to cover, the diaspora four corners into America. Remember, the America is the old world. That's what a lot of people don't want to fathom. So everything started over in Africa. That's what you keep hearing their scientists told you, right? But what if? Just what if? See, you know now that the maps have been switched around and everything. So America is said to be the old world, where they talk about that the Grand Canyon is where Moses and them in the Red Sea and all that. They said, what that guy, Jamal, whatever, and others have said it, Rashad, said that you could walk from Africa right into Arizona. Recently, you had some immigrants that claimed that they walked right from India into here in China, too. Are those maps telling you the truth, that we're separated truly by waters, or are we still Pangea and connected? And we've been lied to. When we go up in planes, we don't really know what's going on, because this world is like simulation, they say, allegedly for educational purposes only. Okay, we're running out of time. So the last thing I wanted to say, the Bible and several books you need to know. Don't just think you know everything about the Bible. We got the Apocrypha, which you need to understand about Jubilee. The year of Jubilee is now. And I'm going to get into that in part 3. So stay tuned because we're closing out now. I love ya.